YouTube, pa pa pa, boom, 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 pa pa. Come on, YouTube, pa pa pa. Era alegría de señores caballeros. Buena persona, caliente la mente. Oh, oh, que no sé, yo no sé, ¿cómo va? Mira, todo esto, yo tengo que hacer una reacción, primero, de ser un error, into me sector, error. Dios, I'm here to you, I'm here for you. Sport, Hector. No, pues, después, todo el volumen. Tenía que yo decir que esto es una prueba para, si me corto el canal, o se va del canal, o es bueno del canal, o es algo del canal, o no entiendo del canal, o no sé cómo pasa esto del canal. Cosas del canal y hablando de esto de otro, cosas que uno no puede hablar, que no sabe cómo está hablando. Saludándolo a Teletón. Yo vi el Teletón, me gustó mucho, estuve muy juguetón. El Teletón en Chile, my country, Chile, had the Teletón. Money for the poor and needy and people with cancer or problems. Teletón was helping out heaps of families. I am from Chile. I am very humble. I'm very nice to be sporty, genius, looking forward, a champion, kick ass, get fuck off. I love you. I love you. I must have good fun, interesting quotes, lifestyle, mix, texting, and subscribe to my channel, Intermix Sector. Yo soy chileno, me gusta como bueno, eres un verdadero en el corazón. ¿Qué te pasa? Tú no me lo digas más. Guaje, guaje, ho, ho, bombero, qué rico te viste. Chocolate africano, muy lindo le fue. Vivía muy clarito con los animales, con todos los claros. Extraordinario, giraremos. Colombia, Chile, Australia, Colombia, Chile, Australia. Colombia, Chile, Australia, turismo, carismo, protesting in the protesta. Whoa! 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 Wow, yo no sé, voy a seguir jugando. Si se juega, se ve, se escuche mandando.
What's your name? It's showing that you can get it on.
I don't know.
What's your name again? I'm going backwards.
Whoa, oh no.
Oh,
Hey,
fucking hell.
yeah, whoa, pam. Yeah, keep it up.
Sports time.
I love to dance. I'm happy. Go. Explode. On the horse, on the caballo. On the horse. Karate. Mundo. Rapidly.
Sports time.
Australia plays rugby league. Australia plays rugby league. Australia is a rugby country, sporty country. I love you. I love you. No, what I'm saying. You crazy. You from another mundo. Global. O. ¿Cómo? ¿Qué pasa? Que no puedo, que no te pasa, no sé, yo no tengo idea, no sé, yo no tengo idea, I don't know what. I live here 34 years, I need to go back to Chile. I live here 34 years, need to go back to Chile. Estoy aquí 34 años y no he vuelto a Chile. Chile, ¿dónde está Chile? Mi madre mi madre cocina comida chilena. Mi madre, yo vivo solo, yo pago por la puerta, para mí. I live on my own champion, on my own champion, on my own champion, on my own champion. How we Lego,
Just to sign me, what's up?
Hey pa, guapo.
¿Cómo se va? La selección ¿cómo era? La selección era este. Está grabando. Lo tengo todo full. Está grabando. Lo tengo todo full. A ver. Acá arriba. ¿Cómo es eso?
Se rompió. What a fucking fuck you, no, pongo. No, what happened? And fuck. Oh. Something good comes out of something good comes out. Pam. Pam. Oh, pam, param. ¿Qué pasó? Se rompió. What happened? Fuck you, man. Tu madre, yo mother, motherfucker. Get fucking. Now here in Australia we now very hot weather. Later is cold with some burning the forest. It was cold with the fire. You had a fire. I don't know what it's been. Tenía un fuego en el forestía. Era antes, como... No me acuerdo. Australia es muy extraordinario en su cultivando la temperatura es de otro mundo. Los niños protestan a tanto tiempo, están como muy buenas personas, te llevan a la buena de nada, te hace, es grande, es un rico caballero que vive en la ciudad. Nosotros no está todo, como sea, uno bueno, uno, qué grande, amor. Tiene excelentes, simpáticas mujeres y otras personas de su cualidad, de su familia, y es de España o puede venir de Filipinas o con otros casados que se han casado y viven en Australia. No sé cómo hablarle. Hacen empanadas y hacen queques y merengues y hacen tortas y pan y andan en el caballo y bailes diferentes merengues y otros cueques, no sé. Eso es lo que yo tengo que hablar. Y yo no estoy muy correcto para hablarlo. Es puta madre, es puta madre. Yo soy puta madre. Yo quiero ir a las montañas y otras partes y tengo vergüenza de ir porque eh, no tengo puta madre, no tengo puta madre. Que se ría conmigo y camine como 5 horas. Es bueno, dicen que yo estoy perdiendo mi tiempo y ahí hay un campo donde uno puede estar por unos 3 días y después venirse y ver tantas cosas bonitas de todas clases, de todo. Chacalapunchin, chacalapunchin, guan, guaran, 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 chacalapunchin.
Supersonic. Sapien APK. Alternative. I'm here for hours. I'll have to give my email. Okay. So, must subscribe to this. What's the name of it? ¿Cómo se llama? Sapping. I have to subscribe. Alright, goodbye. I don't know what's gonna happen. No tengo. ¿Cómo se va? La seletón. La seletón era que. Era que. ¿Cómo era? ¿Cómo era? Era la seletón, era la seletón, era este. Está grabando, está grabando. Está grabando. Lo tengo todo full, todo full. Está grabando, está grabando. Está grabando. Lo tengo todo full, todo full. A ver, a ver. Acá arriba. ¿Cómo eso? Y que es una magia lo que está haciendo. No, pues este. Después viene este. Estamos en la olla, como sí, a las 12 de la noche. No, pues. Sí, a las 12 de la noche también. A las 6. Pero entonces, sí, celebremos. Sí, bailemos. Sí, estemos con la compotortura. ¡Vamos! Gracias a todo Chile, gracias a todos los que pasaron. Ok, esto es la reacción de la reacción de la reacción de la reacción, es la reacción de la reacción de la reacción, es la reacción de la teletón, es la reacción, teletón, reacción. Todo hay information abajo en la descripción de este ratón de YouTube channel Intimate Sector Ratón de Australia chileno. Love you. Muchas gracias. reacción, reacción. Todos los bailes llegó a la cumbia de lo combo tortuga a la quinta vergada. Suscríbanse a mi canal Intermixecto.
Debo decirte que no me da gusto verte y no me salgas con que todavía me quieres, que no superas, que te hago falta, si yo esperaba no volver a ver tu cara y me preguntas que por qué dejé de amarte, que ya mis ojos no te miran como antes, no me interesa volver contigo. Si ya olvidaste, te recuerdo los motivos. Según tu boca me faltaba más por darte, cuando lo único que hice fue entregarme. Cualquier detalle nunca era suficiente. Por más que quise, nunca pude complacerte. Según tu boca nunca.
Hola, me llamo Ramón.
¡Oh, Dios mío!
Soy el hermano de Aina. Mi hermana tiene 8 años. Todo el día está bailando en mi casa, haciendo TikTok.
¿Y qué estilo de baile practicas?
Hip hop.
¡Hip hop!
¡Hip hop! ¡Wow, Mario!
Por eso ese rollazo, esos aros, ese estilo, ese flow.
Claro.
Claro. ¿Cómo lo haces tú?
Yo le digo que es un paquete, pero
¡Ay, qué malo!
luego le digo que es una pro.
¿Y de los capitanes? ¿En qué equipo te gustaría estar?
Lola.
El Lola.
Claro, es que lo sabía.
¿Por qué?
Porque me sigue en Instagram.
¿Qué?
Que me sigue en Instagram.
Sí, es verdad.
Pido que votéis a mi hermana porque no es buena, es buenísima.
Claro que sí.
Creo que se habla al espejo porque mi hermana es una gran bailarina. Adiós.
Adiós, mi amor.
Mira.
Vamos a ver cómo lo hace Aina, vamos a ver lo que piensa el público.
Esta tiene pinta de máquina.
A ver, es que no lo puedo decir todo aquí.
que las mata callando. Y esta puede ser tu paso directo.
Vamos a ver.
Uy, mira qué rollazo tiene. Ella lo tiene todo.
Todo lo que brille, échalo pa' acá. Que el amor no se ilumina si no échalo pa' allá. Una vez que te bailando no te puedes echar pa' atrás. Échalo pa' acá, échalo pa' acá, pa' acá.
¡Ah!
Relájate y toma cerveza. Toma todo lo que se te atraviesa.
Pero la cara de ella.
Atraviesa. La neta suelta lo que más te interesa. Y si no quieres, pues no vayas sin permiso. Si no quieres, pues no vayas sin permiso. En la vida hay que soltar lo que nos pisa ahí. Ya verás cómo la chica se merece.
¡Venga!
Si no, deséchalo.
¡Vamos! ¡Tiene el rayo!
I'm at the front of that. You get behind like a flex. When it comes to that, you won't run like that.
Que se borró. ¿Cómo se va el otro entonces? Que se va, 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 se va por la Barranquilla, arriba, manilla, niña, que es el guerrillero, el cultivar el país, mantener la verdad, justicia y vivir estilo de vida, cariño. Amores, amores. Teo, 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 teo. ¿Qué te pasa? No me lo diga. ¿Qué te pasa? No me lo diga. Yo no sé qué pasa contigo. Tú estás loco o algo pasa. Dime la verdad, esto pasa, es una bomba y esto es remedio, es un cariño, es un dinero, es una apuesta. Algo pasa. Que la raza. Tenemos que hablar de cosas de la mente para sacar el Espíritu Santo en nuestro cuerpo, nuestra vida. Vivir, qué bueno, we love you, we have to live in a manner, in such a correct manner. We have to live in correct manner, have to live I live in this house for free. You wanna be free, you wanna be B, D, we, D, W, E. I'm Insano. Subscribe to Insano. Subscribe to Hector, Intermix Hector. Oyo, pollo, butter. I die for my dignity. I die for my children. Russia. Germany, Russia, Germany, Alemania, Rusia, Basco. ¿Qué es lo que pasa? Vamos. Arriba, con los abrazos, abrazos y besos, todos cariños, vamos, limpia tu casa, hace tu honor, do your things, clean up, be happy, be alive, more music to the interest culture, when I'm dolce, culture beat, and the culture beat, wampa, depo. People have Spanish influence from Spain. Someone of the family has a friend that plays guitar with the lady on the microphone. Oh, Villagana Diva, da babari babara babare, tera ta para pare, tira pare tu ta tu pare. Ah, ah. Ah, ah. Oh, 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 oh. Oh. Come on, everybody. Dance to the beat, to the music. Get down with it and enjoy. Be alive, come on and do it. It's your culture beat. One nation, one combination, fight the power. Oh, whoa. What time is it? 8:19. What I would do, I lived 34 years in Australia. Now going back to Chile. I am here in Australia. hey, ho, ho. Hey, ho, ho, yo. Get the fuck out, get the fuck in. Get the fuck out, get the fuck in. Lifestyle, lifestyle. All the blended in, lifestyle. You wanna fight, money, this thing I lie. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stream the life, with the dive. Do you not understand? You have to be survive. You have to get into protesting justice and freedom, all refugees and all camps, all army, all lifestyle. What's the meaning of lifestyle? Look it up, get you interested to lifestyle. What you mean, what you lifestyle? Hugs. Otra puta la verdad.
Aquí voy.
No quiero trabajar, estoy muy mal. Estoy terrible, no lo puedo soportar. Yo sé que llego tarde en ocasiones, pero que me solicito, necesito vacaciones. Porque mi viejita amanecí, porque son de la compu, son de la oficina. Llegan el día lunes, pues trae serpentina. No, no le compro ni cuando va a misa. Llega entero atrasado, yo empecé a...
Con la tarde, esto no lo creíamos. A las
Tuga, terror de la vecina. Oye, mi güey, vámonos pa'l cine. A verla, estoy arriba de los delfines. Porque la cumbia mata la pena. Bailemos apretadito arriba de la ballena.
¿Cómo se llaman estos cantantes de la cumbia cómo se llaman? Tienen que explicármelo.
Pasan los días, yo me pongo viejo. Mi corazón loquito como los cangrejos. Vamos a la playa con los mariposinos. Tipo, yo te invito a un baile con vino.
Works. It's just I don't know why. Maybe they stopped it. It works. It goes to little windows, and you. Reaction to this video. He's speaking English. Can open the live TV. You can. What's the name of this one again? Live TV link. On live TV SX. No, live TV link. Download. Spot sign. Type. They all work. It's just the same. They all work. It goes to the window and then, what am I doing?
This might be the most un-iPhone-like Android flagship this year. It's also the most well-rounded flagship of the year. Now let's take a look at it and see what it's all about. Before that, please note that you can purchase the OnePlus.
This guy's for 2 hours. 2 horas. 2 hours. My fucking 2 hours. My 2 hours. Fuck you.
13 phone geek wheels, link down below. This is the packaging box for the OnePlus 13. Let's remove the plastic wrap and gently open it. First, we see the Never Settle slogan as always. After removing it, there's the phone. Let's power it on and put it aside for now. and see what else inside the package. There's a warranty card and a frosted semi-transparent silicone case. Compared to regular transparent silicone cases, it feels much better in hand and doesn't collect fingerprints and oil easily. Getting back to the phone itself, compared to other brands' white frosted glass, we can see that the white frosted glass at the back has a slightly rougher texture. Other than that, the camera module is traversed by a line. This year's blue variant features a leather-like material. It is named the Blue Hour. The white and black versions use frosted glass, but with a different texture and details. The black looks like a wood grain, while the white is more ordinary. My colleague really likes this kind of a frosted leather-like texture because the Xiaomi 15 Pro's shiny silver back panel usually gets ruined by his hands in just a second. After getting the OnePlus 13, I found that the white has a sand gold effect under certain angles. In terms of the frame, both the blue and white versions are silver polished, which is
reacting to the video, reacting to the video, reaction, fuck you, reaction, love you, good manners, place, love you, react. I'm Intimate Sector YouTube channel.
More prone to fingerprints compared to the black version's brushed texture. The traditional
reacting, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. Love you, muchas gracias, amigos.
switch is still here and it still feels
Kata, yeah, tu madre, hijo tu madre.
great. Sliding it up and down is very satisfying. I also took the Oppo Find X8 for the comparison to see how they feel in hand. The waterproof rating has been greatly improved from IP65 to IP69. Compared to the IP68 rating, IP69 can even prevent water impact in some cases. I believe this will be very suitable for gamers. They can run the phone through the tap water when the phone gets too hot. Just joking, I wouldn't suggest that. The sensor changes in the camera are not very significant. The front camera is 32 megapixel with the Sony IMX615. For the rear camera, both have the same 50 megapixel main camera, Sony LYT808, but the ultra-wide and the telephoto lenses have changed, and the pixel count has also increased to 50 megapixel. However, compared to the hardware upgrades, OnePlus has added some interesting software features. For example, glass glare elimination, AI removal, and live photos. Judging from the release event, they are very confident about the screen. It has a 6.82-inch display, QHD Plus resolution, 510 ppi, 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate, very high peak brightness, 10-bit color, and covers 100% of the DCI-P3 color gamut, along with many other features. There are also some great details in terms of eye protection. There are 3 levels of eye protection modes in the settings that allow you to choose between eye protection and smoothness. In terms of performance, there's the Snapdragon 8 Elite, 8533 Mbps memory, UFS 4.0 flash storage, nearly 1,000 square millimeters of cooling system, a 6,000 milliamp battery, and 100 watt and 50 watt wireless charging. The hardware specs are as high as ever. In the limited time, we tested the performance of the Honkai Star Rail in the Divergent universe. During the test, we found that in most scenes, the frame rate was at 60 FPS. Most of the frame drops occurs during transitions between game scenes. If I turn off the FPS counter, I might not even notice the lag actually. But what surprised me more was its power efficiency. In this gaming mode, the power consumption was only an average of 4.44 watts, and 21 minutes of gameplay only consumes 7% of the battery, with very little heating. If you lower some of the graphics and turn on the balanced mode, its power efficiency will be even better. Charging speed has always been a strong point of Chinese phones, so I tested the OnePlus 13's compatibility with the PD PPS chargers. In the end, we found that it can charge at a maximum speed of 30 watts. So, what do you think of this speed? Finally, let's talk about the prices. When we see the specs, OnePlus seems to focus more on performance and display. The starting price is 4499 RMB, and the top configuration, the 24 gigs plus 1 terabyte, is 5999 RMB, about 842 USD. This is basically close to the price of the Xiaomi 15 standard version. But considering the bootloader unlock being the easiest one, perhaps the OnePlus 13 is also worth buying. What do you think? Now, if you want to buy the OnePlus 13, please visit Geek Wheels for it. I'm Will from Gizmo China. See you next time.
How to make captions like this on your phone or laptop? I'll show you right now. First of all, let's look at the result we will get. You can make hundreds of dollars with your phone just by doing captions like this. For example, I was found a customer who needed to cut his vertical video and add captions. The hourly rate was $10 and the customer paid $170 for 17 hours. But the interesting thing is that this work can be done with a phone. Install the CapCut app on your phone and let's get started. And later in this video, I'll show you how to do it on the laptop. First, you need to create a new project. Select the videos you need, go to the workspace, open the text item, auto captions. Here you can choose the language you speak in the video. I'm leaving it in English. Turn on identify invalid clips, which will detect pauses in the video so you can quickly delete them later. Start creating captions. You won't have to wait long, it all happens in a matter of seconds. In ready-made captions, select the all pauses, press delete, confirm. That's it, all the pauses in the video have been removed. This is an easy way to save your time. Now you need to edit the generated captions. Press batch edit. Some phrases are very long, they need to be divided. Select a phrase, place the cursor where the division will be, and press the indent. Captions are automatically divided. Try to leave 2 or 3 words in each caption. You can leave more words if necessary. Some captions I make with 1 word on which I wanna put emphasis. Let's move on to the design of the captions. Select the style item. In the font sections, you can choose one of the basic fonts or add your own. I downloaded the bold font from dafont.com. It's 100% free to use and does not require licenses. In CapCut, click on Add Font, Upload File, find the downloaded font on your phone and add it to the program. Then select the downloaded font. It changes immediately in the captions created before. Now let's move on to the Style tab. For captions, I use white, yellow and green colors. Set the text size to 20. After that, select the glow item, set the black color, intensity 65, range 55. Now click on the check mark at the top of this menu, and the basic style for these captions is ready. In the style menu, turn off apply to auto captions. Now we can edit each caption separately. First, you can play with the size and position of the captions. Short captions can be increased in size. Some captions can be lowered or raised. You can also add rotation to some captions. In some phrases, accents need to be made on the main words. To do this, select the captions, highlight the desired word, change the color and increase the size by 2-4 points. Repeat this with other captions. After that, we can start creating animations for the text. Select the title, go to the animation menu and choose the animation you need. At this point, I will add the standard zoom out animation, which will add dynamics at the very beginning of the video. You can do the same with some other titles. Don't be afraid to experiment with different animations. For example, beside the zoom out animation, I also add a loop animation called jiggle. You can design the whole video like this and get a great result. But now I will show you a few more useful features. Now I want to repeat this animation. To get this result, you need to perform a few simple actions. Click on the required title, turn on the video, at the end of the first line, pause and split the titles using the split button. Highlight the first cut part, highlight the first line, change the color to green or yellow, increase the size by 4 points, repeat all of this with the next line, we get this result. Hundreds of dollars with your phone. To make the result even better, I will add emojis to this title. You can use basic stickers that are already in CapCut, or add your own. I download emojis from emojipedia.org. There are many free emojis that you can quickly find and download to your phone. Click on the stickers, then click on this button and select the required image. On the screen, adjust the size and placement of the emoji. On the timeline, set when it should appear and when it should disappear. Also, add a loop animation called scroll left, and now the emoji flies through the frame. You can also try different animation options. The main thing is to make the animation fast. Repeat the process on the other titles in the video. In addition to emojis, you can add any other images. This can be simple photos or screenshots. It doesn't matter. The main thing is that they match the content of the video. All titles are ready. Now let's move on to an equally important part, sound effects. Sounds add atmosphere and dynamics to the video. CapCut has a good collection of sound effects. You can use the search to find what you need and add sounds to your favorites. For this video, I choose several sounds. At times when an emoji appears on the screen, we can add a swoosh effect. Add it to the timeline, place it at the beginning of animation, and change the volume to 20, 30, and here's the result. You can make hundreds of dollars. You can also add your sounds to the video. For this, I downloaded a free cash register sound from pixabay.com. To add it, go to Sounds, select the folder icon, and choose from the device. From the list, take the downloaded sound and click on the plus sign next to the sound. Place the sound on the timeline and change the volume to 30. Listen, was $10 and great. Next, place the sounds without the video. You can add various types of sounds: pop, ding, swoosh. All of this improves your video. The main thing is not to overdo it. That's it, the video is ready. Export it and you can post it on social networks. As you can see, this can be done easily and quickly on your phone using the functions I have shown. The most important thing here is to show your creativity and you will succeed. But if you prefer to use computer, here's how you can make these captions on it. Create a new project, import the videos, sounds and images you need. It's not necessary to add everything at once. You can add new files at any time if you need it. Drag the video onto the timeline, click the text button, auto captions, choose your language, and click create. Your captions have appeared on the timeline. You can identify parts of the video with pauses by looking at the captions track. Cut them using the split tool, or use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+B or Command+B. Right-click on the frames with pauses and delete them. You can also use the backspace key for this. Proceed to the captions. Left-click on the caption, select captions. Some phrases are very long and they need to be split. Place the cursor where the split will be and press enter. The captions are automatically split. Try to leave 2 or 3 words in each caption, but you can leave more words if needed. Now go to the text tab, choose the font for the captions. You can choose a font from the basic CapCut presets or one of the system fonts. I downloaded the bold font from dafont.com. It's 100% free to use and doesn't require any licenses. Choose the bold font, set the text size to 20, choose the style presets with white text and a black outline. We use white as the base color, and later in the video we will need yellow and green colors. Enable the shadow. The basic shadow settings work for us. In the text menu, turn off apply to all, so we can edit each caption individually, and the changes will not affect other captions. So now we are editing each caption individually. Adjust the size and position of the captions. This can be done in the Position and Size menu in the Text tab, or you can move the captions directly in the player with the cursor. You can enlarge short captions, so captions can be lowered or raised. You can also add rotation to some captions. I recommend choosing values within -3 to 3 degrees. In some captions, you can highlight keywords with a different color. To do this, select the caption, highlight the desired word, change the color and increase the size by 4 points. Repeat with other captions. Let's move on to animations. Here we have in, out, and loop animations. In animations are animations for the appearance of an object on the screen. Out animations are for the object's exit. Loop animations are mostly looped and constantly repeated. For captions, I often use in or loop animations. For the first caption, I add zoom out animation, which adds dynamics at the beginning of the video. For this caption, we add the shake effect using the loop animation jiggle. Try adding different animations, find what you like, and use them. Now let's make separate highlighting for each word in the caption. Click on the required caption, turn on the video, equals. When the first word is spoken in the video, pause it, and divide the caption using the split function. Do this after each word. Now select one part and highlight the first word. Change the color to yellow and increase the size by 4 points. Repeat with the other words. And here is what we got. M equals money. You can do this with a few more captions in the video. To add more visualization to the video, I will add images to the captions. Let's take the basic stickers available in CapCut. Drag it onto the timeline, resize it to the size of the caption, set it to the desired position, I also add a loop animation jump to highlight the sticker on the screen. In CapCut you can also add your own cards or emojis. I downloaded an emoji from the website emojipedia.org. Drag it onto the timeline, place it on the screen and add animation. Everything is quickly and easy. I'll add some more graphics to the captions. What's missing? Sound effects. Sounds are an important part of such captions. You can use sounds from the CapCut collection or add your own. You can use the search to find what you need. Download the sound and drag it onto the timeline. At this point I add a swoosh effect. I set it at the beginning of the animation. I make the sound quieter. Here's what we get as a result. It's CapCut. For this emoji I want to download my own sound. Add it to the timeline. Also, reduce the volume, work on the sounds throughout the video, and click export. On computer you can also make such beautiful captions with CapCut. Of course, it will take your time, and as we know, time equals money. So if you need, you can always order this service from freelancers. That's all, the cool captions for the video are ready. If this video was useful for you, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and watch this video.
Let me show you 21 insane CapCut editing tricks you should know in order to enhance the quality of your videos. Let's kick it off with vocal isolation. If you're a YouTuber or a content creator in general,
What this guy does? What does he do? I'm paying attention on what reaction to the video. I'm reacting.
probably face this issue. You want to include a beat from your favorite song in your video? Or maybe you just want the vocals without the beat. CapCut has made this process easy, and you'll be amazed by the result. First, let's choose the song we want. I personally use Epidemic Sound to avoid any copyright issues with music. First, we'll import the song into CapCut and then drag and drop it onto the timeline. For this tutorial, I'll trim the song to about 15 seconds. Now, let's zoom in on the timeline.
You said you want a bad one. Well, baby, I'm as bad as they come.
I'll create 2 copies of the song because I want to separate the beat and the vocals onto different layers. To copy, simply select the layer, then right-click and choose Copy. Next, let's move the playhead to the beginning of the clip, right-click again, and select Paste. Alternatively, you can use the usual shortcuts. Finally, click on the volume icon to mute the track you don't want to hear. Let's start with the beat. Select the song and right-click. Then, hover over Vocal Isolation and click on Remove Vocal. It'll take less than a minute to complete. Let's listen. The result is amazing. Now, let's create our vocals. First, mute the beat track. Next, select the layer above the beat we created. Hover over Vocal Isolation again, but this time click on Keep Vocals. In no time, we have a clean vocal separated from the beat. Let's play it.
You said you want a bad one. Well, baby, I'm as bad as they come. Said you want a hot one. Yeah, you with the hottest under the sun. But be careful what you wish.
Fucking subscribe. Fucking subscribe. Fucking subscribe. Fucking subscribe. Fucking subscribe. Fucking subscribe. Subscribe.
Oh, make you eat.
That's a very clean vocal. I really can't believe that we isolated it from the beat. Let's unmute both the beat and the vocal to hear the original song.
You said you want a bad one. Well, baby, I'm as bad as they come. Said you want a hot one. Yeah, you with the hottest sun.
Hit the plus button to put it on your timeline. You can do more by selecting the text you made. In the top right corner, you'll see some options. To change your text, click the text box and type what you want. It might take a moment to add the effect to the new text.
Well, you can add text and everything. You can do anything to it. Fucking mad shit.
If you want, you can also remove some text by hitting the delete button. If you want to try a different text style, just go back to the AI-generated section under text and change your prompt to water and bubbles. Then, after a moment, check out the new result. It's incredible. The details are impressive even when
Text with the text with the text with the text with the text.
you zoom in. We've created 2 effects using easy-to-understand words. Share your thoughts on this AI feature in the comments below. But I'm not finished yet. Just like the AI-generated images feature, we also have the showcase button here. When you click on it, you'll see various text styles to choose from, covering trends, technology, fashion, food, and more. Check out how awesome these text styles are. To use any style, select the Use Prompt option. It will automatically input the prompt for you. Then, simply change your text and click on Generate to get this amazing result. Let me try another effect. Let's go with the white sheep wool effect. With just a click, I've copied the text prompt. Now, I'll enter my own text and click on Generate. I encourage you all to start using this cool feature, even though it's still in its early stages. If you're interested in a video demonstrating how to fully customize generated text, such as adding animations and other cool features, let me know in the comments below. Moving to the 5th AI tool, one-click noise reduction. Sound is one of the most important parts of video making, especially if you want your YouTube channel to grow, you need a clear sound. CapCut has solved that problem at 0 cost. Let me demonstrate how much of a difference CapCut can make to a poor sound in one of my videos. Hey there, kindly subscribe to this channel. As you could hear, the sound of this clip is affected by a windy ambient noise. Let's fix this by first selecting the audio track. Go to the top left corner, under Basic, scroll down until you see Reduce Noise. Click on the small box to enable it. When we played the clip, hey there, kindly subscribe to this channel. You'll realize that the noise has been reduced, but it did not disappear. To fully make it disappear, let's scroll down and use vocal isolation. Choose the option to keep vocal. Now let's hear it. Hey there, kindly subscribe to this channel. Magical. Sometimes vocal isolation is the way to go when you want to completely remove noises from your clip. However, Reduce Noise also did a great job at lowering those background noises that we all hate in our videos. If you want to make money on YouTube but don't know how, then start using this AI feature. Channels like this one, and many more are earning thousands of dollars and millions of views by leveraging text-to-speech features. I personally use it on this channel and several other faceless channels that I own. Let me show you how to do it in CapCut. In CapCut, go to the text option, then click Add Text, and drag the default text onto the timeline. Go to the top left corner and start writing your script. For example, let me write subscribe to my channel now. Why? Because great contents are on the way. After finishing, select Text to Speech. You can pick your preferred voice from this library of voices, and trust me, they sound really good. Let's give it a try. Click on any voice name to hear how it sounds.
Subscribe to my channel now.
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 There are different male voices, including one for boys and also female voices. I use one of these voices for my anime recap channel, which is doing really well. Once you find a voice you like, click the Start Reading button. It takes a few seconds to generate the voice. When it's done, an audio track will be added to your timeline. Then, you just need to hide or delete the text layer so only the voice remains.
Subscribe to my channel now.
Now that we have the voice ready, we can adjust it further. First, select the voice. The volume slider is at the top, with more options below. Notice how loud the voice sounds from the sound waves? You can click on Normalize Loudness to adjust that. You can also improve the voice if necessary by clicking on Enhance Voice. But remember, the text-to-speech feature already provides clear voices. If you're interested in learning various ways to utilize this feature for earning money on YouTube, drop a comment below. I'll create a detailed video specifically addressing this topic. This next AI feature will blow up your mind, especially for those who run faceless anime or movie recap channels like myself. This feature can automatically detect and split video cuts. All you have to do is import your video and drag it onto the timeline. Then, select your clip on the timeline, right-click, and select Split Scene. Depending on your video's length, this process should only take a few seconds. Once it's finished, you'll have all your scenes split, ready for you to rearrange as you wish. If you own a faceless anime or movie recap channel, You'll thank me later about this cool trick when editing your videos. With a little bit of dedication, you can easily earn some rent money here on YouTube by using the split scene feature. We've covered noise reduction and voice isolation. But what if we need to boost our voice a bit? That's where enhanced voice comes into play. It helps to make our vocals clearer by getting rid of unwanted noises like mouth clicks, pops, echoes, and other sounds that can muddy your voice. Let's look at the voice we made as an example. When you pick any audio track, you'll see these options on the right side of the software. That's where you'll find enhanced voice. Click on the small box to turn it on. Watch how the sound waves change as you raise or lower the value of this feature. Since this audio is already good, it might be a bit tricky to notice the change.
Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this Facebook, YouTube. No copyright now. No way. No way. No way. Yo way. Sexy and you know it. We know. Somos australianos, chilenos, latinos. Que bueno.
But you'll see how
react to this channel, subscribe to react. Editing, YouTube, Facebook, Google. Subscribe to Intermix Sector YouTube channel.
how useful this tool is when you're working with poor audio. Give it a try and tell me what you think in the comments. Did you know you can make a thumbnail in CapCut? First, click on the button labeled Cover, which is always next to the main layer. This will bring up a new screen. I noticed right away that the interface has been upgraded with more editing tools, which is great to see. The layout reminds me a lot of Canva. On the left side of the screen, you'll find various options to navigate. Let's start with the library of templates and try using them. I'll choose something simple for this video. Once you select a template, you can remove what you don't want and edit the rest. First, let's change the picture. Click anywhere on the image and a white bar will pop up. Now click on Replace. You'll have two options: select your image from the video or select from computer. Choose Select from computer. But if you want a screen grab from the video, then select the first option. I've chosen one of my images. Now, let me adjust it to my liking, then click OK. Next, let's edit the text. Notice that when you click on any text, a menu appears with various options. You can change the font, styles, color of text, and more. Let's change our text color and increase the text size. Another great feature I like here is auto removal for backgrounds. When you turn it on, the AI analyzes the picture and cuts out the subject perfectly. And that's not all. You can further tweak your selection. There are plenty of options to play around with, but explaining them all would need a dedicated video. If it's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments. Let me quickly tweak the look of my thumbnail. Once you like how it looks, just hit the save button to keep it on your computer. One important thing I noticed about using the cover editing feature is that you need a good internet connection for it to work well. Let's talk about another awesome feature that's going to make your editing game even better. Sometimes when we're adjusting the colors in a video, we can go overboard and mess up the skin tones. That's where CapCut comes to the rescue, and I'll demonstrate using this video as an example. Imagine you want to apply a lookup table to this footage. Think of a LUT like a special filter that can give your videos a whole new vibe. To use a LUT, start by selecting the video. Then, in the top right corner, click on Adjustment. Activate the LUT option, and next to the name, click on the box to select your desired LUT. Now, take a look at this video with the LUT applied. Notice how the skin tones don't look quite right? But fear not. There's a handy feature under the LUT options called Protect Skin Tone. When I activate it, you can see how the skin tones return to their natural color. This feature is super helpful for keeping your skin tones looking just the way you want them. The 11th AI tool is called Auto Reshape. It's mainly used for enhancing your face in different ways, kind of like photoshopping your face in a video. Let me demonstrate how it works. We'll use the same video clip for this. First, select the video, go to the top left corner, under Video, and click on Retouch. In the Retouch menu, you'll find Auto Reshape. Click on the small box to activate it. You'll see tracking icons appear, indicating that it's focusing on the face. Instead of explaining, let me just demonstrate. Moving this slim adjustment to the right makes the face slimmer, while moving it to the left enlarges the face. The same principle applies to other adjustment. You have the freedom to make them bigger or smaller, like chin length, which can shorten or lengthen the face, among other adjustments. You can also edit the eyes, nose, mouth, and eyebrows. So if you're hesitant to begin YouTube because you're self-conscious about your face, Auto Reshape could assist you. Let me demonstrate what motion tracking can do. Here we have a video of a lovely lady speaking on the phone while moving around. I'll select a sticker to illustrate how easy it is to use motion tracking with CapCut. Let's simply drag and drop this sticker onto our timeline. With the sticker selected, go to the top right corner and choose Tracking. First, I'll adjust the arrow to point to her head. To start motion tracking, click on the motion tracking icon. I want the arrow to track her movement in both directions, so I'll keep it set to both. The scale option determines that as she moves closer to the camera, the arrow will enlarge, and as she moves away, it will shrink. Personally, I prefer to turn this off. I'll keep the distance option enabled. Now, I'll use this yellow box to select the part of her body I want to track. Since I want to track her face in this video, I'll ensure that her entire head fits within the tracking box by adjusting its size. Now, I'll move the playhead to the start of the sticker. Make sure the face is completely inside the box. Then, click on the small blue button labeled Start. While it's working, you can see in the background how well CapCut is keeping track of the subject's head in real time. After a few seconds, it finishes. Let's watch it again. That's how it appears. Sometimes the tracking might not be perfect, but considering it only took us less than a minute, that's what makes it great. Besides stickers, you can also use text if you like.
Oh, fuck.
Works, you just... they'll...
Let's write something like, "Hey." I'll put the text on the other side and pick my favorite font. Now, let's click on Tracking and choose Motion Tracking. I'll place the tracking on her head and then start it. Once it's finished processing, when we play the clip again, it looks fantastic. If you're interested in learning about various types of motion tracking, I've included a video link in the description for you to check out after finishing this one. The next cool AI feature in CapCut is the voice changer. If you fancy changing your voice for any reason, this feature has got you covered. I'll be using the voice we made with the text-to-speech feature. First, let's have a listen to it.
Subscribe to my channel now.
Now, select the audio, head to the top right corner, and click on Voice Changer. Inside the voice changer, you'll find more options like voice filters, voice characters, and speech-to-song. Let's experiment with some voice filters.
Subscribe to my channel now.
The sound feels a bit too robotic to me, but you can tweak it here to improve it. Some of these filters can be handy for specific purposes, like adding a trembling effect can be great for funny moments in a video.
Subscribe to my channel now.
Now, let's check out different voice characters.
Subscribe to my channel now.
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 They sound alright, but I hope CapCut adds more voice characters that sound a bit more realistic. Apart from voice characters, there's also the speech-to-song feature. This could be useful for people who run YouTube channels for kids, where there's a lot of singing going on. To make this feature work, the audio should be between 5 and 60 seconds. Mine is only 2 seconds long. Let me extend my speech. Now my audio is longer. I've selected it, and I'm going to pick the only preset available in the speech-to-song feature. It will take some time to load, and here is the outcome.
If you want to learn cool AI features, don't forget to like and subscribe.
That was unexpected, but I'm unsure if those beats are copyright-free. I personally choose not to use this specific feature or any music and beats in CapCut because I've heard stories of people getting copyright claims for using CapCut music. Introducing the next AI feature, Auto Reframe. We all know that the quickest route to online fame is through short-form content, whether it's on TikTok, Reels, or YouTube Shorts. But what if you have longer content? Well, CapCut has a nifty feature that automatically adjusts the framing of your content. Not only does it do that, but it also keeps track of the main focus of the video. Let me demonstrate how it works using the same video. Here, you can see a woman moving around while on a phone call. If I were to simply adjust the canvas ratio using a traditional method and play the video, you'll notice that the woman moves out of the frame, which isn't ideal. However, CapCut offers a solution. Let's revert our video to its original state. First, select the clip and navigate to the top left corner. Under Basic, scroll down until you find Auto Reframe. Click on the small box to activate it. Since we're aiming to create short-form content, the aspect ratio should be 9:16. You can see how the AI tracks the subject automatically using the chosen ratio. In addition to adjusting the aspect ratio, we can also tweak the image stabilization, although our current footage doesn't require any stabilization. The final adjustment within Auto Reframe is the camera moving speed. This feature allows you to control how quickly or slowly the camera follows the subject. When I choose Slow, observe how gradually it tracks the subject. And when I select Fast, notice how quickly it follows. For now, I'll leave it on the default setting and click Apply. As you can see, our video has been reframed, but we still need to adjust the project ratio to 9:16 as well. And there you have it, our clip is reframed, and the subject tracking is impressive. We've got 7 more awesome AI features that will elevate your editing skills. If you found value in what you've learned so far, please subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Also, remember to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep moving. The Relight tool in CapCut doesn't get enough attention, but it's really great once you give it a try. Let's start by choosing a different video and putting it on the timeline. Go to the top right corner and select the video. Make sure you're on the Basic tab. Scroll down until you find Relight. Just to remind you, all these features I'm showing you are completely free. I don't have a pro CapCut account, but I'm open to CapCut sponsoring me. Click the small box to see more choices. You'll see 3 headings right away: Facial, Ambient, and Creative. Let's start with Facial. When I click the first preset, you can see that the video's overall mood has been enhanced. The clip becomes warmer. Here's the comparison, before and after. Let me show you once more, before and after. As you scroll down, there are further adjustments to make. First off, we can tweak each light to our liking, and we're free to remove any unwanted lights. When I click on each light, I can easily see its position on the video and the color. Let's change the color of our first light. You can do this by clicking on the color box and choosing any color you like. How about green? It looks fantastic, but you know what else is fantastic? The object box. When you click on it, you can choose to apply the light to people only, background only, or both. Let me select the background option. See how the light switches to the background right away. I can increase the intensity if I want, highlight, brightness, and more. Now, for light 2, I'll choose the red color and make it brighter. I want this light to focus only on the subject. I think you'll find it fascinating. Now, compare the before and after. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked Facial Relight, you'll be even more impressed with Ambient Relight. Look at those colors. They're incredible. This is perfect for anyone who wants to emulate a Mongotsi without spending a dime. Plus, you can customize these ambient lights. Finally, there's Creative Relight. It's a bit unique. The lights come pre-animated. Let me choose a few options and show you the video. Isn't it awesome? You can also choose where you want the light to shine. Plus, you can adjust things like how fast it moves, changes color, blinks, and more. That's just a glimpse of what you can do with the Relight feature. Make sure to dive in and get creative with it. The Auto Removal feature automatically remove a subject from the background without needing to be on a green screen. As you can see, this lady is in front of a busy background, and if I want to remove her from the background, this is where Auto Removal comes in handy. First, select the video you want, go to the top right corner, under Video click on Remove BG. The first option you'll see is Auto Removal. Click on the small box to activate it. The AI will automatically analyze the video and delete the background. In a few seconds our clip is ready. It may not be perfect, but it's very usable. All I need to do is simply import my new background and blur it. Let me just remove the color effect. It looks better. I find this feature more effective when you are not dealing with a lot of hair strands, and it works best on close-up videos. Inside auto removal, there are options to use strokes if you want. Personally, I don't use the stroke option. However, I've played with auto removal in many of my videos. Hope you check them out after watching this. Let's talk about the next feature called Stabilize. I'll import one of the videos I just shot. I intentionally...
This goes for a long time, eh? Well, you get the idea what CapCut, that's what the name CapCut does. Anyway, you get the idea.
But with this performance mode toggled on, and
you'd like me to make a detailed video about, please let me know in the comments.
we're used to Zen phones being small, compact flagships, but now we have a big one, the Asus Zenfone 11 Ultra. A big Zen phone comes a bit out of left field, so what is the 11 Ultra all about, and is it a worthy successor to the Zen phones we've seen in the past? I'm Will for GSM Arena, and let's find out in our full review. The Zenfone 11 Ultra brings the compact Zenfone lineup in a different direction. It's much larger, the size of one of Asus's gaming-oriented ROG phones. At the moment, it's unclear whether we'd get another compact phone from Asus at all. But it's not just the size that sets the Zenfone 11 Ultra apart from the previous model. Besides the larger display and battery, it also brings the latest chipset and an improved camera setup. Unlike the grippy, polymer design of last year's Zenfone, the Zenfone 11 Ultra has a smooth, matte glass back. You also get a subtle geometric pattern to spice things up, and a square black camera island. The flat frame is made of aluminum here, and the phone feels solid in hand. Also, we can't fail to mention that the Zenfone 11 Ultra has IP68 rated ingress protection against dust and water. The display of the phone is a 6.78-inch LTPO OLED with a 1080p resolution, a 144Hz refresh rate, and Gorilla Glass Victus 2 protection. The display looks great. It's much larger than the 5.9-inch display on the Zenfone 10, and the bezels are thinner as well. And on this panel, you get support for HDR video content. The brightness here is impressive. We measured 830 nits maximum with the manual slider, and this could boost to nearly 1800 nits in auto mode when exposed to bright light. While the 144Hz refresh rate is higher than what you see on most phones, the Zenfone 11 Ultra will only use it for certain games that you set up in the Game Genie app. For your general use and swiping around, you'll max out at 120Hz, and thanks to LTPO tech, this can dial down to 1Hz when idling to save energy. For audio, the Zenfone 11 Ultra has a headphone jack as well as a stereo speaker setup tuned by Dirac. The speakers score very good loudness and deliver well-developed mids, clear highs, and even some bass.
I'm wide awake, but you're my cat.
You can wake up and unlock the phone with an under-display optical fingerprint reader. It's accurate and snappy. And the Zenfone 11 Ultra can come with 256 or 512 gigs of UFS 4.0 storage on board. This isn't expandable through microSD. The Zenfone 11 Ultra runs on Android 14, with Asus's custom software running on top. It's overall quite a clean and bloat-free experience. One unique feature is that you have 3 different styles of notification shades to choose from. There are a few custom apps here, like the Gallery, Clock, and File Manager. Even though the Zenfone 11 Ultra doesn't have the full set of gaming features and goodies you'd get on the ROG phones, you do get an in-game overlay called the Game Genie. From here, you have access to performance readouts and various game-related options and toggles. Video Genie is another unique software feature. It allows you to control things like interruptions when you're watching something and also play any video in the background. AI Semantic Search is back. It allows you to search for any option in settings using everyday language. It also works when searching for specific subjects among photos in the gallery. Another returning AI-based feature is noise cancellation for calls. There are some new AI-based features too. These include transcription of audio to text, customized wallpapers generated by AI, And there's real-time call translation too, for supported languages. These new features won't be available directly at launch, but they'll arrive with a future software update. And speaking of updates, the Zenfone 11 Ultra will receive at least 2 major software updates and at least 4 years of security patches from ASUS. The chipset of the phone is the latest and greatest from Qualcomm, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It's what you'll find in most current Android flagships. In benchmarks, the Zenfone 11 Ultra does an excellent job, posting respectable flagship-grade scores in its default dynamic mode. But with its performance mode toggled on, and the hardware pushed a bit harder, the phone was able to achieve some of the best peak performance scores we've seen yet. In more practical terms, the Zenfone 11 Ultra runs incredibly smoothly, with no slowdowns or hiccups, and it chews through intensive tasks with ease. When it comes to sustained performance over time, though, there's more to be desired here. This is no ROG gaming phone after all. In the default dynamic mode, we observed thermal throttling happening very quickly during the prolonged stress test. In performance mode, the phone maintained a higher performance output without that heavy throttling. But here, the phone became super hot while testing. The Zenfone 11 Ultra has a large 5500 mAh battery, and the battery life is excellent. The phone was able to earn an active use score of 16 hours and 28 minutes in our tests, even better than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The phone supports 65-watt charging, but for the first time ever, ASUS is not bundling a charger with the phone. With a proper adapter, we were able to charge the phone from 0 to 80% in half an hour, and a full charge took 41 minutes. There's also support for wireless charging here. Now on to the cameras, which are similar to what you'd get on the recent ROG phones. The Zenfone 11 Ultra has a 50-megapixel main cam with gimbal OIS, a 32-megapixel 3x telephoto cam, and a 13-megapixel ultra-wide camera. A telephoto cam is an upgrade from previous Zenphones, adding some extra versatility while shooting. But first, the main cam. It captures stills at 12.5 megapixels due to pixel binning. These photos are solid overall, but nothing to phone home about. Colors are nice and natural here, and the detail is good, but it could also be better. There is some aggressive sharpening, leading to a slightly overprocessed look when you zoom in closely. The dynamic range and contrast are alright. The main camera's performance in low light is solid. There is an automatic night mode applied, and you get plenty of detail in the frame and balanced looking processing. Colors look great, and the dynamic range is quite wide, with well-developed shadows and contained highlights. Videos can be captured with the main cam at up to 8K at 24 FPS. When it comes to 4K video quality, you get good-looking contrast and colors, practically no noise, and plenty of detail. The main camera has a 6-axis gimbal setup, and it works together with the electronic stabilization to produce some really smooth footage. In low light, the main cam can capture decent videos. Noise is a bit of an issue, but other than that, the detail and colors are on point. Now let's move on to the 3x telephoto cam, which produces 8-megapixel images. These have plenty of detail, and the colors are well matched to the main cameras too.
Here in Australia, the iPhone 16 is $1,800, $1,900 with the headphones and all that. In Australia, it's more expensive. The 24 Galaxy 24 Ultra, 2,200, and the PlayStation 5 Pro is 1,400 or something. Yep. I'll play the video, please.
The contrast and dynamic range are okay. In low light, the telephoto cam is competent, producing detailed shots with practically no noise, and again, good-looking colors. The 3x zoomed videos are limited to 1080p resolution, but even so, they're alright, with a decent amount of detail. Now we have the ultra-wide cam. Its photos are decent enough, with okay detail and contrast. The dynamic range could be better. In low light, the ultra-wide's output is okay, with a decent amount of detail and low noise. Colors are heavily saturated, and shadows and highlights are both handled well. 4K videos from the ultra-wide cam are alright, with plenty of detail, though the contrast is quite low for some reason.
I'm not making any money, not making any money. Reaction to the video, not making any money, no copyright, hallelujah. Yoo-hoo, babu, 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 babu. I love you, fuck you, kaka, suck it. Beautiful, we can adventure, go to beautiful restaurants, and have other people who are nice to go to watch the music or the live dancing. However, I love you. Soy chileno.
It may be something that could
I've never been back to Chile. Interesting, all over. Beautiful, beautiful.
be fixed with an update. Selfies from the 32 megapixel
Love you, love you, love you. Lifestyle, lifestyle. Inner remix. Thank you, thank you. You reply.
front-facing cam come out in 8 megapixels and look decent. The detail is there, skin tones look natural, and contrast and dynamic range are quite alright. So there you have it, folks, the Asus Zenfone 11 Ultra. It's a solid flagship all around, with great battery life and no glaring deficiencies across the board. It does seem strange for Asus to change strategy and leave the future of their compact Zenfone lineup hanging in the air. And this larger Zenfone in many ways is similar to an Asus ROG phone, but without the advanced gaming features. Still, the Zenfone 11 Ultra is a well-rounded high-end phone that's worth recommending. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're looking for alternatives to the Zenfone 11 Ultra, you can check out our reviews of the OnePlus 12 and the Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus. Let us know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one. Hey, what's up, guys? Will here for GSM Arena. Samsung has just released its Galaxy S24 FE, and it looks quite similar to another Samsung phone we've seen this year. I'm talking about the Galaxy S24 Plus, a flagship that came out a few months back. So how comparable is the S24 FE to the Plus, and which one is actually a bit lower tier, and the S24 FE is not a metal on. It's a 6.7-inch OLED with a 1080p resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate. But the S24 Plus's display is more fancy. It has a higher 1440p resolution, and it uses LTPO tech. LTPO means that the S24 Plus can dial its refresh rate much lower to a minimum of, 24 Hz when idling to save energy. The S24 FE's minimum refresh rate is 60 Hz. Another difference is that the bezels on the S24 Plus are thinner, making for a more premium viewing experience. And as I mentioned, the S24 Plus's display is sharper than the FE.
F24 Plus, you have to go buy it. You have to buy it. It's got the chip and can play the computer games and everything is good.
iPhone 16, and the stabilization is a little bit better too.
Oh, these two phones. The iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9, you have to buy it as well. They got the chip, they got the bands, everything, the bands. And I love you, I love you, I love you. God, 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 God.
Tell there's a bit too much of an over-sharpening filter applied to yours. The upscaling is
On Pixel 9, this is the ultra-wide lens in 4K 30 FPS. What I like about the iPhone 16 is the camera control. You can actually zoom in and out of the video. So we're going to 1x. And Pixel 9 is a little bit cleaner, but you have more details on iPhone 16. And zooming into 2x. Again, you have more details on iPhone 16, a little bit noisier, but better exposed. And you can go as far as 6x on iPhone 16 and 7x on Pixel 9, but you have better details on iPhone 16. If this video comparison served its purpose, don't forget to hit that like button. After how many years of battle between Google and Apple, what have we learned? iPhone 16 still takes very good video. I mean, they offer the same resolution, basically the same frame rates and numbers of sensors, but Apple's algorithm on video is far superior than Pixel 9. But in terms of image quality, I think we can debate that on the Android space. We have a lot of manufacturers that produce really good image quality, but I still feel nothing beats the color science of Pixel 9. So if
fuck you. I like iPhone. No, the Google one. I like the Google one. The Pixel.
you're a phone vlogger, go with iPhone 16. But if you like photography that much, then stick to the new Pixel 9.
Gonna surrender.
Do you have a PlayStation 5 professional yet? What? You do? We're late? Well, whatever. We're checking out the PS5 Pro, and I am actually pretty excited about this thing. I know that a lot of the coverage of the PS5 Pro has been focused on the 200 plus 2 gigs of DDR5 memory that is dedicated to the CPU, giving us the entire 16 gigs of GDDR6 memory for the GPU. Once again, I have sequestered is a 2 terabyte rather than 1 terabyte SSD, and it wasn't even a full terabyte on the original console, and we get another 2 gigs of DDR5 memory that is dedicated to the CPU, giving us the entire 16 gigs of GDDR6 memory for the GPU. Once again, I have sequestered myself, not looking at other coverage in order to bring you guys the freshest impressions, and I feel like my wife. I thought it was going to be bigger. They really managed it. They made the PS5 shape after all this time not look completely stupid. I think it looks kind of cool. Do people think it looks cool? Oh boy. I don't have the vertical stand on? Yes. I understand that the vertical stand costs, what is it, $30 or something like that? Which is, really? $30? Yeah. I think this could have been included. But here's an option. Don't buy it. It's fine. Who cares? What? It's not gonna fall over. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go on Bamboo Handy right now. And there's nothing. But there is a PlayStation 5 Slim vertical stand, so whether you use a mail order printing service or you just find a friend that has a 3D printer or a local makerspace, I believe in you. I think you can figure it out. Let's talk about the key benefits here. Sony, I think, has actually done a pretty good job of not overselling what the PS5 Pro is. It uses a combination of a more powerful GPU, a little bit more system memory, and probably most importantly, their new spectral super resolution, which seems like a kind of in-between AMD's own FSR, which is their upscaling technique and slash
relationship. I love you. Subscribe.
Sharpening technique, and
subscribe.
NVIDIA's deep learning super sampling, which is an AI-driven upscaling technique. So Sony's is AI-driven, but doesn't seem to be quite on the level of NVIDIA's, at least if Digital Foundry's coverage is to be believed, which pretty good about that stuff. It should be noted, though, that this is in PS5 Pro enhanced games, and in a lot of titles, you can expect more along the lines of just smoother frame rates at the same visual fidelity, or in older, backwards compatible titles, in some cases, a little bit of subtle upscaling. So far, pretty mediocre sales pitch. But we haven't touched on their more advanced ray tracing. According to Sony, they're using a new generation AMD ray tracing engine that isn't even present in AMD's own dedicated GPUs, at least not yet, which should result in some more impressive lighting effects. All of this can wait for the side-by-side that we're going to do a little bit later. First, let's take a closer look at it physically. Yes, Kensington lock, HDMI 2.1, supporting up to 8K output. Though I couldn't help noticing that not only did Sony remove the 8K branding from the original PS5, it is also not present on the new PS5 Pro. They talk about variable refresh rate, they talk about 120 Hz 4K gaming, and HDR, but no mention of 8K, even though technically it will output it, and these new upscaling techniques could actually help with that. Power input for the, 390 watt power supply? I gotta imagine that's overspec for this thing, just based on the size. That's a big cooling fan. Okay, maybe she does do 400 watts. Good gravy, look at that cooler. It's not that heavy though. A couple more USB ports, USB-C this time, with one of them being 10 gig super speed, and of course, our power button. I know I mentioned this already, but once again, Guys, there is no disk drive. And as we covered recently, that is going to cost you in the longer term, but is also probably just the future we're headed towards, whether we like it or not. Oh, one other minor gripe. Even though the size is very similar to the PS5 Slim, the plates are not intercompatible, even though it looks like Sony could have made them intercompatible if they'd really wanted to. Oh, there is one cool thing though. I saw this mentioned by a couple folks. Apparently the CMOS battery is much easier to get at. Wait. Cool! This is really cool because what this button cell does is it allows the motherboard to get just a little bit of power to keep the clock accurate once the power plug is yanked. So once these button cells die, you can get kind of flaky behavior from computers and computers that are shaped like PlayStations. Upgradable SSD. I still cannot get over that Sony didn't go proprietary, memory stick, mini disc. They have such a long, rich history. Memory cards for the original PlayStation. Good guy Sony. Well, bad guy Sony who did the right thing this time. Technically, Sony sent this and told us we're not allowed to tear it down. At least not yet, so I won't. I mean, she probably still works. Hey, let's find out after this message from our sponsor. War Thunder. Thanks War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Take command of over 2,500 highly detailed vehicles as you unleash a world of pain on your enemies. War Thunder makes it easy to drop in and out of the action, and with their new mobile version for iOS and Android, you can play just about anywhere. So whether you're waiting in line to pick up the new PS5 Pro, or you have it all hooked up and you're ready to get gaming, War Thunder is there to scratch that destructive itch. So check it out today, and even get some premium unlocks by using our link in the video description. I think the biggest difference though is in the lighting. Both of these are running in HDR, but only one of them has lights that look like lights that are casting light. Like, look how much more detailed the shadows are on the stairs. Oh, we should definitely go to fidelity mode then.
That'll be a 30 FPS mode.
Wow, they somehow put even less clothing on Tifa. I haven't played this yet.
No, that's
only the original.
That's me personally. Yeah, David. This is my game. You don't buy the outfits. You earn them.
Okay, that's way better.
But then that's 30 FPS.
Oh, gross! Oh!
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, buddy! Just the ability to never have to play in 30 FPS mode, that would be a major factor for me. One thing I've seen, though, is people claiming that if you sit far enough back from your TV, it doesn't make a difference. So let's go back to performance mode, because I'm definitely going to notice the FPS difference. And then let's move away from it. Very noticeably softer, even from here. And these are only 42-inch displays, so this is a very, very reasonable distance from them. As soon as things are in motion, like the lighting across his six-pack.
This is a cutscene, and these games have really good cutscene rendering. So I'd be interested to see once we're in the battle how it feels.
He put fire on my body.
Okay, I get aliasing on the back rail. You're in screen, yeah, I'm getting more aliasing.
And I saw a little bit of flickering on the stairs when we were coming into the Coliseum. However, I also saw it on that one, so it seems to be just like a rendering error of some sort. Or maybe a realistic representation of crappy LED lighting.
You're not Marvel, Sony.
They already sold me the game, but they can't just let me play it. Fidelity Pro still runs at 30 frames per second?
Yeah. But I think it's a native 4K.
Okay, but here's what I want to see. Is my Performance Pro gonna look like your Fidelity? I did Performance. The fact that we're looking this closely tells you pretty much everything you need to know. Let's go back to gaming distance. I mean, if I'm buying a PlayStation today anyway, and I just, I'm like, I don't know, whatever. I have $200 extra burning a hole in my pocket. Sure, whatever, buy a Pro.
Do you want to see your 30 FPS mode versus my FPS mode?
You know what? This is actually quite playable, especially compared to Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Yeah.
This is fine. This is probably somewhere between 45-ish FPS.
Wait. I think it's locked 30. It looks better than 30, that's for sure.
She's feel it, too. She feels responsive. There's no way that's 30 FPS. It's just not.
I might be wrong. I'm so console-brained now.
And the difference between 30 and 40 is very, very okay, most people don't care, but I still think it's a little silly to be remastering a game that's this new, but...
I don't mind it too much when it's a $10 upgrade. If they made me rebuy it, yeah, I'd be freaking pissed.
This looks exactly the same.
Let's get to the gameplay.
Yeah. We're gonna get to the gameplay. Motion blur off. See you later. Thank you for the option. That's 30 FPS for sure.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, I'm getting a little less shimmer than you.
It's worth $200.
I'm gonna go down to balanced, and I'm gonna see if it still looks about the same, but I'm getting way better FPS. I mean, I guess it depends on how good you are at the combat. I spent a lot of time slinking around in the foliage, okay? David, do you want to change yours to favor performance? You can tell there's a bit too much of an over-sharpening filter applied to yours. The upscaling is doing some work, but I don't know if I'd never seen this.
We're doing side by side because it's fun to play these kinds of games. If it wasn't side by side, I could not tell you which one is which. It is nice that there's 55 plus games that are already PS5 Pro patched. I expect that the games that are more poorly optimized are gonna see the bigger boost, whereas all these Sony first-party games are all pretty friggin' tight on the PS5 that the jump in fidelity wouldn't be worth it. Which is tough because that's why you buy a PS5 is for the Sony first-party stuff.
Yeah.
So
not a bad machine. You're getting the extra performance, you're getting some quality of life improvements, you're getting extra storage. But when we compare the value proposition to the original PS5, or especially to the PS5 Slim, you can get a Slim, a disk drive, and a portal so that you can play your games on the go all around your house for the price of just the box here. You know what else you can do? Subscribe to Short Circuit. Short Circuit for life.
¿Qué está pasando? ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Qué está pasando? Esto es un ridiculous hit. Es un ridiculous hit. Está caliente la comida.
Hello, kiddies. Welcome to Tech Spook Weekly, a special Halloweeny edition of no one's favorite tech news show, where all of your nightmares.
Reacting to video. Love the sex, crazy. Ha 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 ha. Reacting to video. Subscriber. Interme sector. Subscriber.
Will become reality. As long as your nightmares involve watching a bald, slightly inebriated owl get bollocking on about tech while surrounded by a bunch of plastic Poundland decorations. Ooh. And this week, as well as lazily reading off a bunch of leaked specs on some gaming phones that haven't quite launched yet, I'll also be conjuring the spirits. Look, here's one now. Oh, it's proper feisty week as well. Jesus Christ, I think I'm possessed. Anyway, I'll just do the pissing jingle. Techspert Weekly. So Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite is only a couple of weeks old, but already it's indulging in some proper grade A willy waving by absolutely tearing its way through every benchmark test out there. In Geekbench 6, for instance, we've already seen reports of the 8 Elite reference device achieving multi-core scores topping 10,000, a huge leap over what Apple's A18 Pro and MediaTek's Dimensity 9400 have been churning out. And likewise, in those 3D Mark tests, the Snapdragon seemingly squats all over the competition. Now, your Uncle Spurt doesn't really care that much for benchmarking. Frankly, it's a bit like a bus made of chocolate driven by a 6-year-old. Not very reliable. But if these scores are actually indicative every goddamn time, if it does accurately represent the Snapdragon's abilities, then it looks like this generation will have one absolutely dominating force when it comes to just raw throbbing power. It almost seems a bit unfair, really, kind of like a boxing match where Musk and Zuckerberg are going up against Anthony Joshua. Oh, and the Google Tensor could be, I don't know, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, after gorging on so many of his own god-awful foodstuffs that he's gone blind from diabetes. All of which has me as giddy as a pissed-up goose about the next generation of gaming smartphones with the Snapdragon 8 Elite packed inside, providing that performance. And we don't have long to wait now, kiddies, because the first in the lineup to drop should be Asus's ROG Phone 9 series, which should be officially launched on November the 19th. Now, we already know quite a bit about this beefy blower thanks to various leaks, and also the fact that Asus isn't so much keeping its cards clutched to its chest as it is actively mashing those cards into our faces while screaming, look at my cards! So we've already seen full renders which reveal that the ROG Phone 9 series looks pretty similar to the previous generation, complete with a welcome return of those programmable and potentially very naughty indeed anime vision LEDs, which could possibly appear on the regular model for this generation as well as the Pro. The ROG Phone 9 Pro appears to be yet another 6.78-inch beast like this here ROG 8 Pro, with a fast and responsive AMOLED screen and a reasonably slim and light design for a gaming blower. But apparently the battery capacity has been boosted slightly from 5,500 mAh to 5,800 mAh, most likely with a bit of wireless charging support, same as before. The camera tech doesn't seem to have changed that much, while most of the gaming features will likely be ported straight over from the ROG Phone 8 Pro, including the usual haptic trigger shenanigans. So it certainly appears that the one really big upgrade for the ROG Phone 9 and 9 Pro will be that Snapdragon 8 Elite. And thanks to Qualcomm's chipset, the ROG Phone 9 won't just be an absolute monster as far as performance goes, it should also be packed to the nipples with some AI-type shenanigans. Here's hoping for some next-level graphics upscaling as well as maybe a bit of a frame rate booster and some other clever punch shenanigans to make your favourite titles look proper lush. But as Jesus himself once famously said, you ain't seen nothing yet, bitches. Because in the not-too-distant future, Nubia will be spaffing out its very own Snapdragon 8 Elite smartphones, including the Red Magic 10 Pro, a super-powered yet pleasantly affordable gaming phone and successor to the only very recently released Red Magic 9S Pro. Yes, the Red Magic 9S Pro was only officially launched 3 bloody months ago. I did cover it here on the channel, and yet already we're banging on about its potential successor. And we've already seen teasing glimpses of this phone as well, because very much like Asus, Nubia just couldn't keep it in its pants. So for instance, there's this here poster, which isn't particularly ambiguous on which chipset will be lovingly inserted inside of the phone. And enticingly, the Snapdragon 8 Elite should be able to reach its full potential in the Red Magic 10 Pro, as Nubia has once again slapped a proper coolant fan in there, as well as the usual vapor chamber and graphene type shenanigans. There's also a fair bit of hot web chat floating around suggesting that the Red Magic 10 Pro will sport an even more powerful and beefy version of the Snapdragon 8 Elite, just as the 9S Pro before it sported the leading version of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Well, it does honestly feel a bit like overkill, especially given the crotch thrusting creds of the regular Snapdragon 8 Elite. Kind of like taking a nuclear bomb and then just strapping a load of hand grenades to it. Besides that chipset, the Red Magic 10 Pro is also expected to pack a ludicrous-sized battery hitting around 7,000 mAh, plus a gorgeous OLED screen that's around 7 inches in size, complete with an under-display selfie cam for a full-view finish, just like the Red Magic 9S Pro. So while the Red Magic 10 Pro should certainly be a more budget-friendly option versus the more pricey ROG Phone 9 series, it'll certainly be one well worth keeping your eye on, and it's expected to emerge in the next sort of month or so. So what do you reckon then, eh? Tell me! Be great to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And now it's time for the part of the show that's spookily shit. It's viewer comments. Viewer comments. Hope you're enjoying the Halloween decorations, by the way. Really went all out this year. Spent the full £10. So let's start this week with Mortal Matt, who says, wow, that intro was dark and oddly specific. Hope you're not having any non-booze related health issues. Oh mate, I'm kind of at that point in my life now where absolutely everything just constantly hurts, not just my liver. If I so much as fart a bit too enthusiastically, I can put out my back for an entire fortnight. Mythic Sons says, not related to anything in this video, but Terry's just released the most disappointing new flavour of chocolate orange. It's milk chocolate flavoured. They took the orange flavouring out of chocolate orange. So it's literally just Terry's chocolate. Not convinced by that move, to be perfectly honest. It's Terry's chocolate orange, let's face it, the chocolate wasn't the best quality stuff in the world in the first place. So taking out the oranginess is probably just going to make that even more obvious. And Not Salmon said, the hot liquid jet mom joke made me a bit angry. Yeah, anger and pity seem to be the most common reactions to my jokes. And Arcane for You says, my mum passed away.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh wow, oh wow. Reaction, subscribe, you Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, yeah, yo, way. Sport. Soy chileno.
Due to cancer.
Intimate sector, subscribe.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think this viewer's comments is going absolutely swimmingly. Zenyi Nayung, sorry, I'll just put this up on the screen because I've got absolutely no idea how to say it. Says, are you Eric Ten Hag's long-lost brother? Poor old Eric. It's not been the best of weeks for that lad. Really, you should just give up on the whole football management malarkey and become a YouTuber, because that's the only other job where you can remain gainfully employed despite being utterly f***ing. Done a live stream with you. We share Bean, and I asked for you lovely folk at home for your reactions. Was it a full mast, a half mast, or a limp mast? And it seems like the general consensus is a full mast. So Shotter for Life is here, says definitely a full mast, this one. Ray Fresh says definitely full mast. Chris Koloski says full mast, I love OnePlus. Absolutely all of that in caps, so you know that this man is serious. And he also says, pissing the night away. Great, I'm going to have that goddamn song in my head all weekend now. Dillygaff says 3/4 mast at the moment. Looking to upgrade for my S23 Ultra next year. And the OnePlus 13 is definitely a contender. And Smoking for Freedom says big fat throbbing mast. Positively pulsating, one might say. And that's an awfully good word that certainly doesn't come up in natural conversation anywhere near enough. Pulsating. Kevin Loesch says, definitely full mast. I'm still on my 8T, back when OnePlus were banging out multiple flagships every 6 months. Good times. Kevin continues, a little sad about the colour options. Maybe we'll get some more for the global release. Maybe, although I really wouldn't. X8 Pro also offers a iPhone-style camera button on the edge, which hopefully will be less gash than Apple's effort. Anyway, stay tuned for full unboxing and review type shenanigans once they actually hit the UK. On the subject of Vivo, Sir Boggin says more Vivo phones would be nice, Uncle Spurt, and Moon HKR says the best phone of 2024 could be the Vivo X200 Pro. I mean, the Vivo X200 Pro does sound good, but I'm certainly getting a lot more hot and bothered over the Vivo X200 Pro Mini. I don't know if you guys have seen this thing, but it's a 6.3-inch smartphone, so proper dinky compared with most of its rivals. It's still got that Dimensity 9400 chipset stuffed in there. Hopefully that thing being crammed into a more miniature chassis won't mean it spontaneously combusts when gaming. You've also got a triple 50 meg Zeiss camera setup, and somehow, a bloody 5,700 milliamp hour battery. I mean, that's some proper voodoo. And a 6.3-inch smartphone, you've got the 90-watt wide charging support as well. 90-watt wide charging support as well. Jesus. Great, even the weird, creepy, banana-obsessed aliens. But I'm probably going to have to go Seiko, because that is one banging granny. Rick Gillian says, that is one big-ass preacher book on your bookshelf. What edition is that? Yeah, it's a bit of a hefty tome. Jesus Christ, literally, I think I've sprained my wrist just picking this fucking thing up. It's essentially the Mega Bollocks Complete Edition Part 1. Over 1,000 pages of ultra-violent goodness. And yes, there is a Volume 2 as well, which is about the same size, which I'm saving up for, because this cost me about 60 bloody quid. And last up, All About Spurs says, Mr. Spurt, you sound like you attended one of Diddy's parties. Ah, Diddy. Yeah, one is probably all it takes, to be fair. And was anyone actually at all astonished or surprised by the news that these parties allegedly involve mountains of drugs and all kinds of nasty, gropey type shenanigans? I mean, there were hotties going to be sat around sipping Horlicks and playing Boggle, were they? Anyway, a massive thank you to everyone who commented last week. Very much appreciated. Please do smash your comments down in the comments boxy bit thing down below, and we'll... working on an incredibly sexy video on Samsung's latest Chromebook for you lucky f***s. If the thought of that hasn't got you instantly moist, then you probably don't have a pulse. And of course, join me same place, same time next Friday for another Techspert Weekly. It won't be all Halloweeny, but it'll be just as grim. Please do plug subscribe, ding that note. Love you.
Have to get more clever, interesting, more how you going, how are you, you are doing all right, how we're going to be more together, more out, more pleasant, more want to be friends with one another. Anyway, how to say good things, that where you going with this?
Vapor chamber helps to shift the worst of the heat. So you can just slip into a pocket, and it's still reasonably comfortable to clutch despite the mostly flat edges and not particularly curvy corners. Up front, you've still got thickish bezels above and below the perfectly flat display. Personally, I've got nothing against these, but I do know some people are absolutely allergic to bezels and hate them with a furious passion, as if they actually came home from work early one evening to find bezels in bed with their other half. You can grab the Xperia 1 Mark 6 in 3 colours, this slightly boring black effort, otherwise platinum silver, or a sexy moody green. You've got Gorilla Glass Victus 2 protecting that display, and around back it's Victus 1. Seems to be doing its job, no scratches or scuffs to speak of, although it's still fairly early days. And with that bit of Victus, the Xperia 1 Mark 6 should be reassuringly shatter resistant, although that's something I haven't tested too hard, because I did kind of absolutely my Xperia 1 Mark 5 sample, cracked the entire screen. And frankly, I've been slightly terrified of repeating that effort, so I've been clutching this thing like it's a fragile box full of radioactive space spiders. You've got the usual dust and water resistance as well, full IP68 rated, so no worries there. And as usual, Sony bends in convention by having an edge-mounted fingerprint sensor rather than an in-display effort, and I've had absolutely no troubles with this whatsoever. Works as long as my fingers aren't too moist or grubby. But there is still bugger all face unlock action here on the Xperia 1 Mark 6. I don't know what Sony's playing at. It's had plenty of time to try and sort this out. Even the Pixels have face unlock now. No excuse. No real shocks or surprises on the software side, where it's Android 14 plus Sony's usual shenanigans slapped on top. And Sony is guaranteeing you 3 OS updates and 4 years of security updates, which ain't amazing. It ain't cack, it's just kind of average. If you reckon you'll want more than that out of your flagship blower, well, definitely check out the likes of Google with its Pixels, and of course Samsung with its flagship Galaxies. The phone's only been a little tiny wee bit buggy this past week. A couple of times YouTube's locked up, nothing a quick stop and start when sort right out. My Bluetooth connection's been a bit crap as well. Occasionally my earphones will just completely lose connection for a second or two and then regain it. So stuff that's a pain in the arse, but nothing that's had me actually punting this thing across the street, thankfully. And thankfully the Xperia 1 Mark 6 offers up 256 gigs of storage space, which can be doubled for an extra fee. And Sony is one of the few manufacturers out there that still actually chucks micro SD memory card support on its blowers. You certainly won't find that in a Pixel or a sodden iPhone. And Sony has slapped on here a 6.5-inch OLED display powered by Bravia. Ah! It's a Full HD Plus panel rather than 4K as usual. It's gone from being ridiculously over-the-top sharp to not quite as crisp as many flagship rivals in just a single generation. But to be fair, even in my side-by-side tests, the difference was subtle at most. Certainly when you're browsing docs with tiny text, editing photos, enjoying movies, playing games, those visuals are still finely detailed. And while the 4K resolution has gone, the other most distinctive Sony display feature has also been axed. That long and thin 21:9 aspect ratio is no more, replaced with a more regular 19.5:9 finish. But don't worry, cinematic video still fills that screen with only minimal cropping, and any squarer video doesn't suffer from quite as ridiculous pillar boxing. Plus, more importantly, Sony has retained the proper full-view screen design by keeping that selfie cam wedged in the top bezel. So there's no orifice intrusion when you're gaming, watching flicks, etc. You got the usual creator mode shenanigans, which can be automatically activated in Netflix, as well as full white balance control. And while us Brits haven't exactly been blessed with much sunshine lately, it was actually a bit sunny earlier, so I sprinted outside with my Xperia 1 Mark 6 and my shades just to test it out. And thankfully, on that max screen, brightness had no problems reading tiny text again, even with my sunglasses on. And the refresh rate maxes out at 120Hz, so silky smooth when needed. So very few complaints really with this new display. And the Xperia 1 Mark 6 sports Sony's usual front-facing stereo speaker setup, and it seems to perform well with lows, highs, vocals, everything it spaffs out really. That audio has been fine-tuned by Sony's own in-house music team. You've got support for high-res audio, aptX, LDAC, all the usual shenanigans, along with Sony's usual DSEE upscaling for any low-res tracks you happen to have lying around. And yes, hip hip huzzah, Sony has slapped a 3.5mm headphone jack on here as usual. So as I say, Bluetooth's been acting up a wee bit this past week, so it's good to have that wired option, especially if you count yourself as a proper audiophile. You've also once again got that Music Pro app if you're actually into making music instead of just consuming it. Especially if you love audio, then you will absolutely adore the tits off this thing. But what about the performance? Well, the Xperia 1 Mark 6 is powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It's flagship chipset with 12 gigs of RAM also stuffed in there. And Android certainly runs smoothly while gaming is a good time. Genshin Impact plays flawlessly on the custom performance mode with variable refresh rate active. Gotta say, I didn't notice a single solitary drop in that performance over my game time. And even if that time stretched well over an hour at a pop, the Xperia 1 Mark 6 didn't get too toasty. It warms up, for sure, but Sony's vapor chamber helps to shift the worst of the heat, so you can just keep on gaming as merrily as you like. And of course, Sony has stuffed its usual excellent range of gaming features on here. And this toolset hasn't really changed up much over the previous generation besides an FPS optimizer tool. You can control the touch response to this bad boy as well, but to be honest, I found on the default settings perfectly respectable. And to be fair, very little tweaking was really needed because you've got such a cracking set of tools here. All of the main stuff you could possibly hope for is crammed in there, especially if you want to record the action or live stream it even if you're not cack at games like I am. And then there's the battery life. The Xperia 1 Mark 6 is just insanely good. If it went head-to-head with the Duracell Bunny, that fluffy pink bastard would be spitting teeth out of its arsehole. And it's not like the Xperia's got a particularly big battery stuffed in there either. It's 5,000 mAh, which is pretty standard for a big old flagship phone. And yet somehow it's practically impossible to kill. It's like Bruce Willis in every movie apart from Sixth Sense, I guess. On the average day, I'll do lots of different things. I'll be browsing the web, messaging, I'll be streaming video, I'll be streaming audio when the phone's hibernating, bit of camera play, a little bit of gaming here and there, that sort of stuff. And with the Xperia 1 Mark 6, I made it through about 10 hours of screen on time before that battery finally died. So this thing can comfortably make it through a full weekend on a single charge if you don't go nuts. And of course, the recharging speeds aren't as impressive here as with some rivals like from Xiaomi, for instance. And the wireless charging, again, not particularly nippy either. But on the flip side, Sony is promising 4 full years of pretty good battery health from this thing, helped along by some special features chucked on there just to help prevent overcharging. Now, the Xperia 1 Mark VI has made big changes for the camera experience too, mostly because you just get a single camera app rather than separate video and photo pro shenanigans. Now, this is it right here, otherwise you can activate it by long pressing the physical shutter button, which is ever present and also very much appreciated. And the app is certainly pretty straightforward compared with previous generations. You open it up and you're in a full auto mode. You can skip between the different focal lengths like so. And you've got a small variety of different camera and video modes you can flick between as well. It's very much like a standard smartphone camera app now. For the hardware side of things, Sony has once again partnered with those optics boffins over at Zeiss. And the 24 and the 48mm lenses sport the same Exmor T camera sensors as the previous generation, the Mark V. It had 48 meg mode for high-res photo capture, but the auto mode's 12 meg pics are finely detailed, so they'll look good when you chuck them on a telly or a laptop. And Sony has once again slapped on its creative filters if you want a different vibe, but for most of my testing I ignored those and I was happy enough with the natural looking photos spaffed out by the Mark VI. Now, Sony's real-time eye autofocus and tracking is as dependable as ever, so those portrait shots and action snaps almost always come out absolutely stunning. Out of 100 or so portrait pics that I've shot this past week, maybe 2 or 3 were a bit balked, while the others all boasted gorgeous bokeh-style background smudging while the subject stayed pin sharp, with natural-looking skin tones. HDR capture has also improved a wee bit, as has the preview image on the display before you take your shot. So what you see here is very much what you get. And there's clearly less processing going on than what you would get with a Pixel or an iPhone or a Galaxy phone. So it's just all about capturing a natural looking shot as quickly and cleanly as possible. And of course, you can still fiddle with the brightness, the shutter speed, etc. in the Pro mode when needed to get the kind of shot that you want. Ambient conditions are handled pretty well. I did see a wee bit of grain sneaking into some of my indoor shots, especially the telephoto ones, and sudden motion can balk your snap with blur. And if you happen to have had maybe a couple of old fashions and your hands aren't quite as steady as normal, well, yeah, that's not great either. And in the evenings, you'll also need a steady hand to prevent any blurring with the auto night mode active, and sometimes your snap will still look rather soft with strong contrast. But this can brighten up your pics when the light has been a twat, without completely throwing out that natural colour capture. 1.3 times, which is considerably less than some phones, but once you get towards the 10 times zoom level, things get rather hazy anyway. It's a tad disappointing for straight up zoom shots, but the Xperia's telephoto shooter is great for those portrait snaps. Generally capturing living stuff aren't too different, and it does ignore. Not really sure what the hold-up. Visuals are crisp as you like, with a silky smooth finish if you boost up to 60 or 120 FPS. It's ripe for a bit of slow motion action. Stabilization is cracking too. That's an area that Sony mastered bloody ages ago. The audio can be a bit of a mixed bag. Sometimes your commentary is drowned out by other noise happening all around you, and vocals aren't always clear, while the background sound can combine into a cacophony of distorted and pleasant bollockry. Zooming can be a wee bit jarring as well, but you can happily skip between the lenses on the fly. And Sony has once again added that product showcase mode, so YouTube knobs like me can show off a device or whatever else without the lens constantly locking onto our face instead. And up front, you've got yourself a simple 12 megapixel selfie cam. Again, as you can see there, with a good bit of autofocus to make sure that your mug is always nice and crisp. And I found this is absolutely fine. Here's some more shots of my face, which I know absolutely everyone is screaming out for, so enjoy. And you can again shoot 4K video using that selfie cam at up to 60 frames per second this time, and the Xperia 1 Mark VI does a bang. Before I had it stashed in my pants, I wasn't exactly sure how I would feel about it, because Sony has stripped out quite a lot of the more unique elements that really make the Xperia an Xperia smartphone. Feels like it's more conforming to smartphone standards with this generation. But there's no denying that it's still a solid choice for creators. Gamers will get a kick out of it as well, and just anyone who just really enjoys streaming music, streaming video, etc. on their blower. Plus, with added bonuses, that you got the expandable storage, you got the headphone jack, stuff that most of the flagship phones basically wave their willies at. But of course, don't forget that the Xperia is also really ruddy, expensive, and for this sort of price, you can get the likes of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, so you got to be pretty committed to get this bad boy. So that's what I reckon. Anyway, it'd be great to hear your thoughts on the Xperia 1 Mark 6 down below, especially if you've been using it as your own full-time smartphone. What do you reckon? Please do plug subscribe, ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, and have yourselves a bloody wonderful rest of the week. Cheers, everyone. I love you.
Viva Chile!
There's 5 amazing masking effects. Specific parts. Let's duplicate your clip. Bring down the parts. 5 amazing masking effects that you can do inside of CapCut. We're gonna darken the bottom area to give more focus on the subject. To do that, let's duplicate your clip. Bring down the curve so
the Pixel 9 series introduces a design.
Download this stock footage in this video. So let's create your text. Adjustment. Bring up the brightness and whites so it's more bright here.
CapCut.
We can also.
There's a pair of stereo speakers for audio with a loudness rating of very good, a step up from the previous generation. The sound quality is quite similar. It's well balanced, but some other flagships have the edge. This year, Google has upgraded the under-display fingerprint sensor from optical to ultrasonic. It's super fast and responsive. And the phone can come with 128, 256, or 512 gigs, or a whole terabyte of storage on board. That isn't expandable to microSD. Unlike previous Pixel releases, where the phones were the first to debut the new version of Android, the Pixel 9 Pro XL uses the Android 14 we've seen all year. That's because this phone has come out earlier, in the summer. As expected, the layout is clean and vanilla, like Google intended. However, Google packs plenty of specific AI-based features too. Some we've seen before, like Circle to Search. Google's Gemini AI plays a major role in the Pixel 9 series. You can ask it questions and get real-time answers. Plus, it speaks over 100 languages from the get-go. Gemini can handle things like summarizing conversations from calls, text, or emails, so you can refer to the relevant info at a glance. You also get the best AI capabilities Google offers to the public via Gemini Advanced. It normally requires a paid subscription, but you'll get a year of it for free with the Pixel 9 Pro XL. There are plenty of other features relying on AI too. Pixel Studio allows you to make AI-generated images and designs. The Pixel can also keep track of and organize your screenshots, allowing you to search for specific topics or information you've saved before. The Magic Editor within Google Photos provides various tools, such as Zoom Enhancer, Magic Eraser, and Blur and Unblur. Best Take is also available, where you can replace faces or objects with a better version of them taken from another shot. And a neat trick within the camera app is Add Me. It allows you to combine people from separate shots into a single group photo. Or you can just clone yourself if you want to. It's worth noting that while this feature is cool, it isn't too reliable and requires plenty of light. And similar to taking a portrait mode shot, complex backgrounds can trip it up. And Google is again promising the new Pixel 7 full years of software support. You can also rely on spare parts during that time should anything happen to your Pixel. All of the new Pixels run on Google's new in-house chipset, the Tensor G4. Compared to the previous Tensor G3, it packs a new CPU, and while the GPU is the same, it has a higher clock speed. The TPU for AI tasks is unchanged since last year. We weren't able to run performance benchmarks at the time of this review, But based on what we saw in past Pixel phones, which had rather similar hardware, we'd expect the peak performance to be less than flagships running on the top Snapdragon chipset. Still, when using the Pixel 9 Pro XL, the interface, in both native and third-party apps, ran hiccup-free. The Pixel 9 Pro XL has a 5060 mAh battery and did a decent job in our battery tests, earning an active use score of 12 hours and 32 minutes. That's an improvement over the 11 hours and 14 minutes of last year, but still it falls a bit short of some competitors. The new Pixels have improved charging, rated at 37 watts compared to last year's 27. There's no charger included in the box though. Using a compatible adapter, we were able to charge the Pixel 9 Pro XL from 0 to 67% in half an hour, and a full charge took an hour and 18 minutes. That's 5 minutes quicker than what we'd gotten on the Pixel 8 Pro. The Pixel 9 Pro XL supports wireless charging too, and reverse wireless charging. Now we're onto the cameras. There's a new ultra-wide cam and selfie camera, but the other cameras are the same. So on the back, there's a 50 megapixel main cam, a 48 megapixel 5x telephoto zoom, and a 48 megapixel ultra-wide cam, all with autofocus. But let's start off with the rear main camera. It captures excellent photos during the day, with crisp detail, and that's rendered nicely. There are hints of pixelation in certain situations, but the sharpening is conservative, and textures don't look overprocessed. The contrast is high, with shadows looking a bit dark on occasion, but the dynamic range is great. The color rendition is pretty balanced, with not as much pop as the Galaxy phones, but it's more lively than the iPhones. The Pixel does a fine job of capturing skin tones, and it renders facial features nicely too. 2x digital zoom from the main cam is decent, but there is some loss of detail if you examine closely. Still, you can take shots of people at 2x with relative confidence. After dark, the main camera does a respectable job. Exposures look great overall, with well-preserved highlights, and without gloomy dark patches. And the color saturation here is on point. The detail level is good, though in the shadows the details may come out a bit soft. Now we have the telephoto cam. Its 5x zoom photos are solid. We have no complaints about the dynamic range or colors. Overall, the photos come out plenty sharp, but some competitors are sharper. Also, this camera doesn't have the extra close focusing capability that is trendy right now. In low light, while the telephoto camera provides good exposures and color saturation, the detail level leaves more to be desired. It almost seems like what you'd get from a digital zoom. On to the ultra-wide camera. It captures very good daylight photos, with plenty of detail and an organic-looking rendition. The colors and dynamic range are in line with the other cameras. At night, the ultra-wide delivers bright exposures, with pleasing tonal development. However, the pixel-level detail and sharpness aren't great when looking closely. There has been a clear upgrade with the selfie camera this year. There's now a 42 megapixel front-facing camera, and again it has autofocus. Selfies from the new front-facing cam come out at 10.5 megapixels due to pixel binning. They're nicely detailed, with vivid colors, lifelike skin tones, and excellent dynamic range. The Pixel 9 Pro XL can record video in 4K with all of its cameras, and this year the main and telephoto cam also gets support for 8K video recording. For our quality analysis, we'll stick to 4K though. The main cam's 4K videos have high contrast and warmish colors. However, the sharpness is unimpressive. The videos are rather soft, more so than the competition, and even more than the Pixel 8 Pro. And looking at the clips from the telephoto and ultra-wide, we're getting more of the same. Perhaps it's the early software, and Google will change things up a bit down the line, but we're not thrilled with the results as they are now. In low light, the main cam's 4K videos are again behind the competition in terms of sharpness, though the difference is smaller. One thing we can't complain about is stabilization. It's thoroughly great. Walking shake and pans are nice, clean, and great-looking design, cutting-edge AI features, and super long software support. This display is the brightest around, and for still photos, these cameras are great. Our biggest gripe is with video recording. If you want sharp and crisp 4K videos, other flagships can do it better. Also, if you're after the most powerful chipset around, a Pixel may not be the way to go. But if those things don't concern you, the Pixel 9 Pro XL is solid all around, and is a flagship worth considering at this price level. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're looking for alternatives, you can check out last year's Pixel 8 Pro or the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Let us know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.
How beautiful, interesting, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Viva Chile. Teleton, Teleton, beautiful. How beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful. So it has to go to... Yo soy chileno, I live in Australia, soy chileno, I live in Australia, soy chileno, I live in Illawarra, New South Wales, Australia. I need to be adventure, more good manners. Say thank you to beautiful people and go look for something to do and a job or the charity or the people, something help you. You be nice to everyone. Thank you, sea muy bueno. Es personas calientes. Woohoo! Oh, yes, play sport or look around for future influence things to say thank you, places to win more or give out bread, sandwiches, and help out. Be a good person. How do you do a benches? Go out horse riding, bogies, bootleg, champions, dance, bailar, cooking, anything, find anything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. More, punch me in the head. Viva, I love you, do more. Come and explore. Marry me, marry me, marry me. I love you so. I am a Christian, though. I love you, hey, everybody.
He can do it. I know he can. I know he can. Why am I recording the video? That one.